We got to bring Cam Cam. We got to bring Cam Cam to the front of the congregation. Now, a lot of you may be disillusioned as to why I call her Cam Cam. Well, her name is Kamala Harris, but for sure we're going to call her Cam Cam. Because I know a rat when I see one. You can dress it up. You can act like it don't exist. You can put a suit on it. You can make it run for president. Listen, let me tell y'all something. We not that far away. In my lifetime, and not that far away, I'm 41 years old. Most presidents have a 1 or 2 year term, except for if y'all really don't understand why it is that they getting kicked out in the first place and they filed 91 charges against them. In Georgia, completely different conversation. In my lifetime, within the next 20 to 24 years, we will see a woman president. And it is strongly believed that that woman president is going to be a woman of color. We're going to have a brown or black president. Now, they may not necessarily identify as black, but I would bet my bottom dollar that in the next 2 decades, probably even shorter than that, we are going to see a female become president. And it is going to look like something like Cam Cam. I'm not saying that she's going to become president because she's tied to the Biden administration and it seems like people are starting to wake up. But I believe in my lifetime, within the next 20 years, while I'm still alive, I'm going to live to see a woman, specifically probably a black woman, become president. I believe it. I declare it. I'm telling you now. I'm documenting this, and I'm going to put this as a cliff note to make sure that y'all remember that I said it. I believe that we are going to get a woman president. Listen, if women can take over and then do the things that they've done within the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years as far as making sure that they turn y'all households upside down and then redistribute wealth and continue to reconfigure what it is that we think is gender roles and whole culture and everything, what makes you think that we can't get one in office? It took us a couple centuries in order for us to get Obama in there, and that was the worst thing that ever happened to us. We're going to do it in a fraction of the time when it comes to the women. However, let's get back on point, right? Cam Cam's main agenda when she became vice president and she declared herself to be a part of the Biden administration, right? But you know women, they like to say, we partners. I'm not under you, right? We're partners. So when she decided to partner with the Biden administration, her main goal and her main focus was supposed to be immigration, our borders, and the crisis with regard to migrants. That was her main focus. That was what she declared, and she said publicly that my main agenda as vice president of the United States of America, and that she almost cried and she did the fake tear thing. She said that she was going to solve for the migrant crisis and the problems and the immigration. I almost think that they brought her in there in order to take the fall. I'm going to shoot you a little bit of bail, Cam Cam. I think that they brought her in. What's going on, Hassan? I think that they brought her in order to take the fall. I think that the black woman was brought into the administration because they knew that these borders was going to become a crisis, and you cannot tell me that they don't have the resources or the manpower or the ability to be able to solve for what it is that we see happening in our country today. I think that Cam Cam is going to be the one to take the fall. Mark my words. Ain't nothing like a woman with coarse hair that's going to take that fall. I believe in my heart that Cam Cam is going to be the scapegoat for what is happening over here on this border crisis. Ain't got nothing to do with Biden. Got everything to do with Cam Cam. She's the one that said that this was going to be her main agenda. They probably gave it to her. They knew what the agenda was. We all know that the pieces are starting to come together as far as Anton putting the puzzles in place, right? I believe that Cam Cam is going to be the one to take the fall for this whole border thing. I didn't say nothing. I just want to get back to the money. I didn't say nothing. I just want to get back to the money. So let me show you what's going on over in El Paso, over in Texas, one of our favorite states.
America's border crisis has reached a breaking point with more than 45,000 migrants attempting to cross into the country from Mexico in just the past 5 days. With numbers soaring and shelters at capacity, the mayor in one border town in Texas has declared a state of emergency. As our US correspondent Catherine Firkin reports, even cities such as New York are becoming overwhelmed.
This is desperation on a massive scale.
Y'all see that happening out there? First, let me give an acknowledgement to Tribal Roots and everybody that's contributed into the platform as far as Super Chats. I appreciate y'all, and I'm definitely going to be reading Super Chats right after this story. Thank you, guys. Let's continue. Look at all of those people. So as you see cars going down the highway on the United States side, on the other side, you see people lined up, walking across the wall to look for an opening for where the border opens so that they can just walk right into it, because they was already aware of the news. They got smartphones, they got data plans, they paying attention to what's going on. Their friends is telling them, hey, come over to Chicago and New York. They're going to let us go in Phoenix. They're going to let us go over at El Paso. We're going to cross right here. There's literally, it looks like ants out there. Ants out there are walking across the border. They're walking along the border looking for a hole in the fence to where they can just walk right in because they know that they're going to be let in. It's not even a problem anymore.
You are at a crisis level here.
I would say yes.
Today alone, almost 5,000 migrants.
You see your cousins? Hold on, let me show you your cousins. What's up, cousin? Hey, cousin.
And migrants attempting the treacherous Mexico-Texas border crossing. Shelters like this one in El Paso are buckling.
We're seeing anywhere from 40 to 60 new faces per day.
The border town of Eagle Pass now under an emergency declaration and confronting scenes in Arizona where hundreds of migrants are being held in makeshift cages.
One meal for your children per day. Una comida al día para los niños.
Like Angie Ortiz and her 2 children, many of the migrants are coming from Venezuela, risking their lives by crossing the Darien Gap, a notoriously dangerous stretch of jungle between Colombia and...
Did you see all of those people? Hold on, let me rewind it for you. I want you to be aware. This is what's coming into the border every single day. Estimated close to 45,000 people. This is what's coming into your United States of America every day. Estimated to be close to 45,000 people in mass droves walking over. No problem whatsoever. You got 1, 2, 3 border agents trying to stop these people from walking over here, and they being civilized because they know they getting in. They not trying to mob in. They not trying to sneak in no more. It ain't no convoy. They coming in from Venezuela, Africa, Asia, Mexico, everywhere that they can find. They just walking right in, and there's no stopping them whatsoever. Unvetted, don't know who they are. No papers, no background checks, no nothing. They just walking over, and they not even in a crisis no more. They just walking right on in. Not a problem.
Between Colombia and Panama. Despite the danger, the numbers are soaring. Apprehensions at the border topping more than 8,000 a day. Overwhelming
apprehensions at the border are topping over 8,000 a day. That's just the people that's getting caught. That's people that's just coming in and getting caught. That's apprehensions. That's the people that they putting in the cages. Over 8,000 a day.
Texas facilities and causing a ripple effect in many of America's big cities.
President Joe Biden is here in New York right now for the United Nations General Assembly, but he's refusing to tour migrant facilities here or even discuss the crisis with the city's mayor.
New York don't deserve this. The asylum seekers don't deserve this. And so while he's here, I think that they should really reflect on...
Let me ask y'all a question. What makes somebody an asylum seeker? What makes somebody an asylum seeker? Just curious. What designates you as an illegal immigrant versus an asylum seeker? You know how we like to play on words? We like to give different pronouns. We like to misidentify things or change it over to being something completely different from what it originally was. What makes somebody an asylum seeker? Just curious.
New York City has done its part.
Financially, it's putting the Big Apple under strain. More than $3 billion spent so far to look after the busloads that keep arriving.
Immigrants are not safe here.
It's also dividing the city's neighbourhoods.
Look at this particular facility, and you have 300 migrants, and if you look at a town...
Let me tell you something, good blue-eyed, blonde-haired white man from the mountains of Caucasus. Let me tell you something, sir. Your ancestors would be rolling over in their graves right now if they seen what was happening. You know how hard of a trek they had to make on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, or whatever the heck they was that they taught us in school? Your ancestors would be rolling over in their graves right now based off of what it is that they see happening today. You good, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, strong-jawed, probably served in the military, mountains from Caucasus, man of you, your ancestors would be pissed at what y'all see happening today. Y'all fought so hard in order to take over this country, and then y'all put the word founded on it. Founded. Built some statues for yourselves, and now all of these people is tearing y'all statues down and replacing it with LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Colin Kaepernick. They all got statues now. They replaced your statues of your heroes with LeBron James. Your ancestors would be rolling over in your grave right now if they seen what was happening in America.
10 block radius, you're lucky if you have 300 residents, so that's overwhelming.
But from one caught in the middle of this humanitarian crisis.
You're saying use your heart and think about what it's like to not be able to feed your children.
A heartfelt appeal.
They just having children, can't feed them, bringing them over here, and y'all gonna give billions and billions of dollars in order to make sure that they taken care of. I got you.
Catherine Firkin for 10 News First, New York.
Let's switch it over real quick. Let me give y'all a different perspective of what's happening.
The surge of migrants picks up here in Eagle Pass, Texas. How many arrived this morning and what Mexico is now doing, trying to hold them back. It was pretty quiet here in Eagle Pass, Texas yesterday. In fact, the Maverick County Sheriff thought Mexican officials were helping to hold the surge back.
They're helping us with the other side.
Today, it was a different story, as more than 4,000 people, according to state sources, crossed the Rio Grande. Not a surprise to Schmerber or anyone here.
It's going to happen again. It's been happening over and over.
We might as well just build roads. Hey, build roads, make sure that they got water fountains along the way. We can go ahead and get, the humanitarian organizations to go over there and give food. Just go ahead and just build roads and just invite them on in. Go ahead and make some concrete roads, ensure that they get here safely with good passage, and then we got some hotels for you guys when you get here too.
Over for the last 2 years, and I don't see an ending right now.
Sources with Panama Immigration last week told us they were getting between 4,000 and 6,000 migrants a day coming from Colombia through the Darien jungle on the way to the U.S. Today, we spoke to the Panamanian consul to Houston, Jaime Sosa, who says the migrants here in Eagle Pass, Texas, are not a problem created by Panama.
It's a hemisphere crisis, and other countries have to come up with help and answers. Not just Panama. Panama has inherited a problem that it was not caused by Panama.
So what is the state of Texas now doing with a problem that belongs to the federal government?
We came up with a strategy and a plan. The mayor was willing to execute a criminal trespass affidavit.
State Representative Eddie Morales, who's also the city attorney for Eagle Pass, says by doing this, the city is giving control of this area to the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Hopefully the effect will be that message will then resonate with the rest of the migrants that are in Mexico still or in Latin America.
These people made a trek from the jungle. They walked through the jungle in order to get here. You think that they care about what it is that you think? You think that they really give a piss about what you think?
The president is granting temporary legal status to nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants who are already in this country.
Wait. Let's revise what we just heard there. The president has already granted legal status. Your eyes doth not deceive you. This is a story that was literally released less than 24 hours ago. Your president has granted legal status to over 500,000 unvetted migrants that has come over into the country seeking alleged refuge that we know not where they're getting their refugee status from. The president has already, while he's in New York right now, meeting with the United Nations, has granted legal status to over 500,000 people that has already walked into the country. This is not some back news website. This is not, you know what I'm saying, Booba the Fool. This ain't none of that. This is literally Good Morning America with Gail, Oprah's friend, talking about it, having a conversation about how your president has granted legal status to over 500,000 migrants that has crossed over into the country illegally.
Now, this could be life-changing for those families looking to work and make money here legally. The move comes as the number of border crossings returns to near record levels. Federal officials closed the point of entry in Eagle Pass, Texas, just yesterday due to a glut of asylum requests. Manuel Bojorquez is in El Paso, where officials are seeing more than 1,800 migrants a day. Manuel, that sounds like a lot of people. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. As you know, local leaders here in El Paso are veterans when it comes to providing food and shelter to those who have newly arrived. But once again, some of those organizers are telling me they are being pushed to the brink. You are at a crisis level here.
I would say yes.
John Martin is deputy director of the shelter in El Paso. He says the inflow of migrants has been increasing for weeks.
Listen. What more do we need to show you? What more do we need to show you? In one shot, one fell swoop. One shot, one fell swoop. Y'all not concerned yet? You will be. You know why you're not concerned yet? Because it's not yet at your doorstep. You're not feeling it the same way that they're feeling it over in New York and Chicago yet. You haven't seen it yet. Shout out to the UAW. You're bargaining. Manuel and Santa Maria, that's sitting there inside of that shelter that just got legal status. Guess who's going to be working on them lines? Guess who's going to be happy to take that $17 to $32 an hour? You know, all them jobs that y'all don't want? DoorDash, Uber Eats. Remember you wanted reparations? Oh, you're going to get it. You're going to get your reparations. You're going to get everything that you thought that you wanted. You're going to get everything that you thought that you wanted. You know, all of these jobs that y'all don't want, everything that's happening, guess who's going to become a part of the tax base? Guess who's going to be living in all of these houses that I'm about to build? I'm going to sell it to them too. Oh, yes, I'm going to sell it to them. I'm going to get all of my money. I'm getting my bank's money. I'm getting their money. And then I'm going to build even more houses. And I'm going to house them. And listen, if they're going to grant them legal status and they're going to be paying taxes, they're going to be paying me rent. Oh, yes, and they're going to pay on time. Marquez, Manuel, Maria, all of them, Venezuela, all of them people that's coming in on the train, guess who's going to be paying rent to Anton from AntonDaniels.com? And they're going to go to work every single day. They're going to go to work every day, and they're going to become a part of the American dream. And then 2 generations from now, they're going to be running for president. Don't get mad at me. I'm a capitalist. Don't get mad at me. I didn't grant them the status. I voted the other way. I said that we needed to build the wall and add more border agents, and we needed to control what was going on our borders. Now you want to get mad at me for capitalizing off of? Ain't nothing else to do but to make money. What else is there to do but to make money? You can either go and have some sex and have kids, or you can go and make money. Which one you want? I got a vasectomy, so all I'm going to do is go and make some money.